Siquijor Island cocktail. I'll take several more, please.
Welcome to Siquijor Island, where paradise meets mystery. Explore breathtaking beaches, dive into mesmerizing underwater worlds. But beyond the beauty lies a mystical world, a land shrouded in legend and folklore. Every year, under the full moon of August, Siquijor comes alive with ancient magic. Join the annual Witches Festival, where shamans, healers, and mystics gather, sharing secrets passed down through generations. Be captivated by rituals, discover the mystical charm, embrace the unknown. Siquijor, where adventure meets the supernatural. Are you ready to experience the magic? Book your next adventure. Visit Siquijor Island, the enchanted paradise. Dare to believe. Whoa, that was a long day. The sun is setting, and there's a full moon tonight. I picked up some love potion and a book of local folklore at the festival. Let's drink some shots on the beach, and I'll read you a story. It will be fun. You hear that? Music? So sweet, so beautiful, so...
Storyteller, I summon you. Please read us the story within her book.
Every year, 4 college friends, Rena, Daniel, Miguel, and Erica, reunited for a new adventure, a tradition that had taken them across the world. This time, Rena had chosen Siquijor, Philippines, a tropical paradise known for its pristine beaches, lush forests, and eerie folklore. But what truly fascinated her wasn't the island's beauty, it was its mystical reputation. A place whispered to be home to witches, healers, and spirits that never rest. What better way to experience something new? Rena had grinned when she sent the itinerary. And the Witches' Festival is happening while we're there. A festival held under the first full moon of August, a gathering of shamans, faith healers, and mystics performing age-old rituals deep in the mountains. It was said to be the night when the island's spiritual energy was strongest, a night when anything felt possible. Despite their skepticism, the others agreed. After all, Siquijor was beautiful, remote, and the perfect escape from city life. Rena even found an unbelievable deal on a beachfront Airbnb, tucked away from the crowded tourist spots. It seemed too good to pass up. When they arrived, Siquijor was even more breathtaking than they had imagined. Their Airbnb stood at the edge of a secluded white sand beach, the turquoise waves gently lapping at the shore. Coconut trees swayed in the breeze, casting dappled shadows on the wooden deck. As they stepped out of the taxi, they noticed an elderly woman nearby, loading cleaning supplies and luggage into the back of a multicab, a small Philippine truck. She barely glanced at them as she worked, her frail arms moving with surprising strength. They assumed she had just finished cleaning up after the last guests. But there was something odd about her. Her few remaining teeth were sharp and pointed. And for a split second Miguel swore he saw what looked like seaweed woven into her hair. Before he could say anything, the woman climbed into the truck, started the engine, and drove off, disappearing down the dirt road. She left no words, no farewell, only the sound of the waves. The festival. The next morning, the sun rose over Siquijor, casting golden light across the ocean's surface. A warm breeze carried the scent of salt and tropical flowers as the group prepared for the festival. The drive inland took them deep into the heart of the island, where towering balete trees lined the narrow roads. Some of these trees were centuries old, their massive roots twisting around each other like tangled fingers. Locals believed they were home to spirits. The group passed old wooden houses built on stilts, their paint peeling under the tropical sun. Children ran barefoot across dirt paths, waving at their passing car. It was peaceful, serene. But beneath that beauty, Siquijor had an energy. Something ancient, watching, waiting. The town of Lazi was already alive with energy when they arrived. Locals bustled between stalls selling woven talismans, bottles of dark liquid, and bundles of dried herbs tied with twine. The rhythmic beat of drums echoed through the streets, blending with the chants of healers performing rituals. "This is incredible," Rena breathed, turning in a slow circle to take in the scene. "It's like stepping into another world." A man with deep-set eyes, sat cross-legged behind a stall, burning dried leaves over a clay bowl. The smoke curled into strange patterns as he muttered an incantation under his breath. A few feet away, an elderly woman in a red shawl whispered a prayer over a young girl, dipping her fingers into a bowl of dark oil. The girl's mother watched in silence, her hands clasped tightly together. Further down, a group had gathered around a wooden table, watching as a healer mixed herbs, roots, and crushed bones into a thick paste. His fingers were stained dark from years of practice. His voice was calm, rhythmic, enchanting. Miguel nudged Daniel. "Check this out. Love potion." He smirked. Daniel scoffed. "Oh, please, it's probably just coloured water." "Not necessarily," a voice chimed in. They turned to see an old woman standing by a stall draped in woven fabrics. Her skin was weathered by time, her eyes dark and unreadable. She lifted a small glass bottle filled with deep red liquid and held it between two fingers. "This is Gayuma," she said, "the Siquijor love potion." Daniel chuckled. "And what happens if I drink it? Fall hopelessly in love." The woman smiled faintly. "Not all love is gentle." Rena, intrigued, reached into her pocket. "How much?" The woman placed the bottle into her palm, wrapping Rena's fingers around it. "Take it. A gift." And just like that, the old woman vanished into the crowd. The group exchanged glances before bursting into laughter. "Well, now we have to try it," Rena said, pocketing the bottle. "Tonight," Daniel grinned, "under the full moon." The full moon ritual. That night the beach was alive with firelight and laughter. The air was thick with the scent of salt and coconut as the group sat around their bonfire. The golden flames flickered, casting long shadows against the darkness beyond. Miguel uncorked a plastic jug of tuba, the sweet fermented coconut wine they had picked up in town. He poured a generous amount into 4 small cups and raised his in a toast. "To another adventure," he declared. "To Siquijor," Rena added, clinking her cup against his. They drank, the warm liquid burning slightly as it went down, then passed the jug around, letting the night settle over them. Eventually, the conversation turned back to the festival. "So what are we doing with that love potion?" Erica teased, nudging Rena. Rena grinned, pulling the small glass bottle from her bag. The deep red liquid inside shimmered under the firelight. "Only one way to find out if it works," Daniel said, smirking as he reached for it. Wait. Miguel laughed. "We should make it official, a proper ritual." They gathered around, setting the bottle between them in the sand. Miguel drew a rough circle around it with his finger, imitating the chants they had heard at the festival. "Spirits of Siquijor, bless this potion. May love find us all." They erupted into laughter as Daniel pulled out the cork. "Here goes nothing." One by one, they took turns drinking. The potion was sweet, with an earthy undertone, like honey mixed with something unfamiliar. "Tastes weird," Erica said, licking her lips, "but kinda good." Daniel smirked. "You're already falling for me, aren't you?" "In your dreams." Erica rolled her eyes, throwing a handful of sand at him. They laughed, their voices carrying over the waves. The potion was just a gimmick, a souvenir from a night of superstition and fun. Or so they thought. Song, soft, sweet, calling from the water. Then the laughter faded. At first, they thought it was the wind, just the night breeze whistling across the waves. But as they listened, the sound grew stronger, clearer. A love song, soft and distant, drifting over the water like mist. It had no words, only melody, low and lilting, weaving through the crash of the waves. The tune was beautiful, hypnotic, unlike anything they had ever heard. It seeped into their bones, gentle yet commanding, beckoning them closer. Rena blinked slowly, her breath shallow. The fire's warmth no longer reached her skin. The world around her blurred, distant. Someone was calling her from the sea, and she needed to be with them. Daniel stood first. He turned toward the water, eyes vacant, his body moving as if pulled by invisible strings. Then Miguel. Then Erica. One by one, they rose to their feet, stepping away from the fire, toward the ocean's edge. The sand was cold beneath their toes. The song grew louder. Rena swayed, the sound pulling at something deep inside her chest. She felt weightless, her thoughts drifting, her body no longer her own. The waves lapped at their feet, the water strangely warm. It wrapped around their ankles, pulling them forward. deeper, deeper. A voice inside Rena's mind screamed at her to stop, to run. But it was drowned out by the melody, curling around her like silk, lulling her forward. Daniel was already waist-deep. Erica and Miguel followed, their expressions serene, their movements slow and dreamlike. Rena's foot lifted, ready to step forward, ready to let the tide take her. Then she heard something else, a whisper cutting through the song. "Rena, don't." Her heart lurched. The trance cracked just for a second. She blinked, her vision clearing. Erica was just ahead of her, stepping deeper into the water. Rena reached out, grabbing her wrist. Erica's skin was freezing cold. Panic jolted through Rena's body, snapping the spell's hold for a brief moment. She gasped, "Erica, snap out of it!" Erica didn't respond. None of them did. Then Rena looked down and saw them, hands, pale and grey, rising from beneath the waves, gripping ankles, pulling. She barely had time to scream before the ocean swallowed them whole. The sun rose over Siquijor, bathing the island in golden light. The waves lapped gently at the shore, erasing any trace of footprints left in the sand. The Airbnb stood as pristine as ever, untouched, undisturbed, waiting. A taxi rumbled up the narrow dirt road, its tires kicking up dust as it came to a stop in front of the house. The new guests climbed out, stretching their legs after the long ferry ride. "Wow," one of them breathed, adjusting their sunglasses. "This place is even more beautiful than the pictures." A warm breeze carried the scent of salt and blooming flowers through the air as the group took in their surroundings. The ocean sparkled in the distance, waves rolling lazily against the shore. Near the vehicle, an elderly woman was loading cleaning supplies and what looked like luggage into the back of the multicab. She moved methodically, stacking items with practiced ease. One of the newcomers watched her for a moment before turning to their friends. "That lady seemed nice," they said casually. "But did you see her hair?" The others glanced back, but the woman was already in the driver's seat, the engine humming softly. "What about it?" someone asked. The first traveller hesitated. "I could have sworn she had seaweed woven into it." The multicab pulled away, leaving only the sound of the waves and the rustling of palm trees in its wake.
Pate, this is not good. Watch the next story to keep the flame going.